Hello and welcome to Camp Xbox. Today is another entry in the official Xbox Demo Disc series with Demo Disc number 8, which came out with official Xbox Magazine back in July 2002. We'll explore its features, trailers, and demos, returning back to see what it was like to be an Xbox gamer back in the day. I do want to note that some of the trailers do have licensed songs, and I will have to replace them, but I've provided all the links to the original versions in the description. All footage was captured from original Xbox hardware, and I want to thank all my campers and camp counselors. Thank you for your support, and let's go ahead and jump into the extra content section of this disc. The first trailer we have is for Buffy the Vampire Slayer, an Xbox exclusive game based on the very popular show at the time. This game was set to launch a month after this demo disc was released, and honestly, this trailer rocks. The trailer does a great job of showcasing the impressive combat and environment interaction developed by the collective. I haven't played this one yet because I want to watch the show first, but this trailer displays fantastic gameplay and great music, and it makes me want to finish Buffy as soon as possible. Next is a trailer for Crimson Sky's High Road to Revenge, which is one of my favorite Xbox games. This game was released in October of 2003, so we get some really early footage here. It looks a lot like the finished product, and it's fun to see that they had the gameplay down so well. The game was meant to be released in 2002, but FASA delayed it to fine-tune the controls and add Xbox Live functionality. I think it was a wise move on their end. This trailer reminds me of a Hollywood epic with its text and sweeping music, and it really sells the action, and I would have been hyped up for this release for sure. The next video isn't a trailer, it's for a game that we would never get. It's funny because the name of the game is The Unseen, and you might recognize this one if you've ever looked through the Microsoft inserts that came with some Xbox games. I was always intrigued by this game when I was younger, and wondered when it would come out. It was a spell-based action game with a gothic theme that looked really cool. It was an Xbox exclusive, but it was cancelled pretty early in its life. The story of the making of this game is good enough for a whole video, so I'll just leave it here. But this video shows off the character of Moira dancing. It's more of a tech demo showing how great the animations and lighting would be in this game, and I really wish we could have seen more of this game. We have a trailer coming up next for Hunter the Reckoning. This one's a repeat from the last disc, but it's a good repeat. It's a horror-themed trailer with a Hollywood feel. It feels very much of its time, with the trailer announcer explaining everything you need to know about this game.
There is evil everywhere. Unknown to most humans, the world is ruled and directed by supernatural forces beyond their comprehension. Vampires and werewolves see humans as pawns in an endless battle for control. All of this is hidden from humanity. Vampire feedings are explained as gang violence, werewolf attacks explained as animal mauling. But now a mysterious force has imbued a chosen few humans with not just the knowledge of the evil, but with the power to do something about it. These imbued have become hunters. Spencer, Deuce, Wyatt, Creed, Avenger. Avengers tear down the supernatural, one creature at a time. Samantha Alexander, Creed, Defender, protectors of the innocent and naive. Father Esteban Cortez, Creed, Judge. Judges ensure that justice is served. Cassandra Cheyenne, Creed, Martyr. Martyrs are willing to sacrifice themselves for the cause. Avenger, Defender, Judge, Martyr, Hunters. Those rare mortals who seek to take back the night from age-old horrors. Hunter, The Reckoning. The Reckoning is coming March 15th, 2002. Rated M for mature.
Next up is a MechAssault trailer, which was a highly anticipated Xbox exclusive at the time of this disc's release. It was set to kick off Xbox Live in November of 2002. And this trailer features heavy metal music with hard-hitting riffs and showcases a ton of destruction. It highlights the impressive destruction designed for this game, and it looks like a lot of fun. Next up, we have a trailer for Terminator Dawn of Fate. This Terminator prequel game was set to be released in September of 2002, and I've never played this one, but this trailer does a good job of convincing me to give it a try. I like how it emphasizes what's innovative about its gameplay, like its enemy AI, and shows the gameplay to back it up. I know this one doesn't have the best reputation, but based on this trailer, it looks like it had some good work put into it. Following that, we have a trailer for Test Drive. This trailer features early 2000s rock classics and a lot of action, showing that the game offers a more action-oriented approach to the racing genre. The game was released when this disc came out after a few delays in 2001. And it's an entertaining trailer, but due to the licensed music, I can't show it with its original music here on the channel, and I went ahead and put a link below to the original unedited version if you want to click on that. The final trailer in the extra content section is for the launch title Transworld Surf. This trailer does a good job of making the game look better than it actually is. It makes surfing look smooth, and I like the small touches like showing the dolphins pop up. With its 2000 soundtrack, I once again can't show the audio for this one, but take a look below for a link in the description.
Good day from Huntington Beach. The waves today are head high with an occasional 6-footer coming in. Choppy with a lot of sections out front. The water is cold, the tide is high.
let's get into the features section, and this upcoming video is a behind the scenes look at the mocap sessions for Bike, Street, Vert, Dirt, a game I know very little about. This was released among a sea of extreme sports titles at the time, and this one was buried to me. I looked into it and it looked like it wasn't well received, and it was the only time that Midway used the Gravity Games label. I do love seeing this kind of stuff that shows the hard work that went into making these games, even if the reception wasn't very good. This is unfortunately another time the audio had to be removed. We got another entry in the Halo Developers Commentary series on this disc. This is where they take members of the Bungie team and break down various aspects of developing Halo. In this episode, they mainly describe vehicles and weapons, which is going to be nothing new for fans of Halo, but it would be a solid primer for somebody who hadn't gotten it yet. The best bits of this are the actual dialogue on how the exteriors and interiors were designed, as well as how the tutorial was built.
Hi, I'm John Howard. I'm lead game designer on Halo.
And I'm Jamie Gracemer, and I'm a designer.
And we're just going to talk to you a little bit about what's going on here, why we think this game is fun, why it's cool.
So these scenes are all from the first level, which is also the tutorial. So what you have right now is the technicians that woke you up from cryo sleep are teaching you about your energy shields and helping you figure out your controls, and it's all done within the context of the story, so it's a smooth transition. And it also doesn't last very long because almost immediately things go bad and the Covenant start attacking and they start killing off the people who are trying to help you, and then you're kind of on your own.
Yeah, Jamie has a good point. We wanted to get you right into the action, right into the game, so what really feels like a training, what feels like, oh, this is how you use the game, only really happens in that first part, but throughout the first mission, in fact throughout the entire game, there's always that stuff going on because there's so much stuff to do in Halo, because you can drive vehicles, because you can walk around stealthily, because you can use so many different weapons, so many human weapons, so many Covenant weapons, and there's so many different types of environments, so many different types of enemies that you're always constantly learning. So even at the end of the game, there's always new stuff going on.
So throughout this mission, as you're progressing through, the ship is taking more and more damage, and your screen will shake more often, and things start falling and exploding, and eventually the ship is just coming apart at its seams right before it crash lands on Halo.
Yeah, one of the things that's going on in this mission is the Covenant, this superior alien race who's been chasing humanity through the galaxy and destroying all of our civilizations and outposts, has come upon the ship that you're on, the Pillar of Autumn, and your goal is to get the shipboard AI, which knows the location of Earth, which is the most valuable piece of information the humans have, to take her and to get her off Halo. So you guys escape in an escape pod like this one and crash land somewhere on Halo, and the first part of the game is about finding the rest of the human survivors and getting them with you, so you have all sorts of cool Marines and people to have combat with.
And this is your first actual glimpse of Halo. We wanted to show the coolest parts of Halo first, and so we've got the 1,000-foot cliffs and the incredible sky with the ring up there in the distance. But almost immediately, before you really get a chance to sightsee, the Covenant are on top of you.
The vehicle you just saw there is a Covenant dropship, and one of the challenges we face is obviously we do interior environments and we do exterior environments. One of the challenges with exterior environments is unless you populate the whole exterior with bad guys, you need a way to bring in more bad guys. You can't have guys running over the terrain for 45 minutes coming to finally reach you. So human dropships and Covenant dropships are a way for us to reinforce a battle from either side and to mix things up and to surprise you as you go through the game. And it makes stuff a lot of fun. So here's one of our friends, another one of the Covenant. This is the Grunt, who is affectionately cannon fodder. We're going to waste a couple of them here, waste a couple of elites with the turret.
Now you saw the elite was trying to get in that turret himself, but then the player jumped in and used it against him. That's one of the themes in Halo, is taking enemy weapons and using them against them, effectively or ineffectively.
That's right. It's like taking your little brother's hand and making him hit himself with it. It's a lot of fun. So one of the things that obviously Halo's a game about combat, a game about shooting, a game about explosions, a little bit of song and dance, a lot of human weapons and a lot of alien weapons. One thing we really wanted to do with the weapons in Halo, we didn't want to make, most games have a scale of weapons. Every weapon is better than every other weapon. That's not true in Halo. In every situation, there's always an ideal weapon. It may not be the one you're carrying right now, but every time there's a place, the last mission in the game even, in places in later missions, and all the time in multiplayer, you're like, oh, geez, I wish I had the pistol, or I wish I had the enemy plasma rifle. Always there's a situation where you want different tools.
And you can definitely see the different personalities in this situation. The cool stealth elite is just calmly surveying, and the grunts are kind of running around and being a little hectic, and then the giant hunter is just kind of watching for his next opponent.
Yeah, the hunter is still truly scary. Haven't worked on this game for a long time now. The hunter is someone I still truly fear for many reasons. Man, you see that we're just laying into him right here, and he doesn't care. He doesn't care at all. He's gonna whip our ass. So this is again outside. This is actually a beautiful environment. One of my favorite environments is snow environment. Taking care of a little business with the elite. We're back to the Marines here. You want to talk about that, Jamie?
One of the things we really focused on in Halo is combat with the AI and not just against the AI. So you can see the Marines are helping you out. Sometimes you follow them like you saw from the first mission, and sometimes they follow you and try to help you achieve your objectives.
So obviously more weapons, sniper rifle, the ice. Actually, one of the cool things with all these different vehicles is you pick up like something like the Ghost or the Warthog, which is the human Jeep with the chain gun on the back. You load the Marines into that. They're weapon ass. You hit across the ice. You take too hard of a turn. You slide into a wall and tumble the vehicle, and they all go flying out. And then the AI, the Marines, are smart enough to go, hey, I need to be back in that Jeep. And as soon as you right the Jeep, they get right back in it with you. This is
an example of the enemy using vehicles against you. That's a mortar tank, and this is a Covenant dropship, and it's just dropped 2 Covenant ghosts, and they use vehicles extensively. And a lot of the fun of the game is to take that charge of the vehicle and take the guy out that's driving it, and then steal it yourself.
If we weren't pasting that guy with a rocket launcher, if we would have just hit him with a grenade and sort of glanced him and flipped the vehicle over, you would have seen the same thing where the elite would have gotten tumbled out of his vehicle, fired at you as he ran back to his vehicle, and then tried to hop back in it and use it against you. None of that stuff is scripted or pre-planned. It's all just how the AI knows how to use the environment, how to use the tools that they have against you.
This is a great example of an outdoor battle. It ranges across an entire canyon floor. It's a giant terrain, plenty of vehicles, lots of guys. All in the same area, part of the same giant battle.
Yeah, this is another one of the human vehicles. This is the Scorpion tank, which is a giant badass tank that we're using to just punish little grunts.
That right there is what Halo is all about. It's all about using a giant tank to pound one tiny little grunt and throw him through the air.
One thing you didn't see there is the giant turret also has a machine gun on it, so you can be safely cozied in your tank, and while you're waiting for the next round of the Master Shell to reload, to fire off some machine gun rounds and provide some additional covering fire.
And what you see right there is you're driving a tank inside of a huge structure, and it's a massive, epic undertaking, and that's really Halo.
Here is an oddball feature, but I do have to say it's one of my favorite features of this series so far. What we have here is an early machinima of Master Chief dozing off and dreaming of pulling off some sweet tricks. It's a fun relic of the past, and that's why it's so cool to look back on today. It's mainly a showcase for some sweet Warthog flips, but it's packaged in such a fun way.
Sir, forgive me for saying, but you look bushwhacked, sir. Perhaps you should get some rest, sir. Don't worry, sir. We'll stand watch. Ain't nothing gonna get near you, sir. Perhaps you should take a rest.
Sir, no worries.
I need some music. Something to lull me to sleep.
We've got it covered, sir.
This spot looks good.
Must have been a nightmare, sir.
And a good one. But now it's over. I need to cool off.
Next is a first look at Crazy Taxi 3. It might as well be a trailer because it's just a gameplay montage. It has excellent gameplay footage though, showing what makes this one different, with multi-passenger vehicles, the Vegas atmosphere, and rockabilly music, which unfortunately can't be put in this video, but luckily this is the last time I had to do this and it's in the description below. I do have to say this is an excellent first look, which is crazy to me because this game was released the same month this demo disc dropped. We have another first look here for Robotech Battle Cry. This disc only refers to it as Robotech. It's cool to me that these discs can still sell me on a game because I know nothing about Robotech. I never watched it or touched a game from the series, but this game looks awesome. The cel-shaded look with mech action looks like a blast, and the music is great as well. We have a making of video next, which Midway went all out for. Here they show off NFL Blitz 2002. Of course, this is a fluff piece meant to hype up the game, but at least it goes in depth on how they actually made the game. I love details like how they had to change the hands on characters.
Well, with Blitz 2002, we started from scratch. Every animation, every sound effect, every line of code was brand new.
The big challenge that's been in front of us in terms of Blitz 2002 is just the amount of new stuff that is in this.
And what we do here is we pride ourselves on having the best looking game out there.
The original Blitz characters were like 266 polygons. Now we have several thousand per player.
A player's arm is approximately the equivalent of an entire player in the old NFL Blitz.
Well, the Blitz player really is traced right back to Sal and Jennifer.
And of course, it started out from the old, the old player model, except that that player model was extremely stylized.
It has, big shoulders, smaller waist, bigger legs, like, this V-shaped action figure superhero look. To make this football player a bit more realistic, we hired John Turk. He's a local actor model who we've used in the past for the Mortal Kombat games. He was Sub-Zero.
John has such a great physique that we brought him in here to take photos of him, reference photos, both of his face and of his body. Our player was modeled off of him and then exaggerated, accentuated more into more of a superhero type person.
Yeah, the artists usually have a lot of requests that we come to the programmers with and ask them, please, can we put this in the game? Can we put that in the game?
Sal DeVita wanted various hand positions.
It looked a little awkward for all the players in every position to have the exact same hands. For example, a three-point lineman would have just the standard, cupped hand like this. And so he's down in the line and his hand is going through the ground.
During certain animations, he wanted a certain hand pose on the left hand and a certain hand pose on the right hand.
That posed a big headache for our programmers. It's like,
programmatically handling all of these assets and combining them and actually running fast was a daunting task.
And they, went off, grumbling about, different parts and whatever. And they came back with a solution.
We knew it would give a distinct, good look to the game. So we definitely worked hard to get that vision into the game.
So yeah, there always is that constant battle of what we want and what we can have. And it's always going to be there. It's like that, I think, for every video game.
The key to these games, though, is the animation.
The animation, the tackles, a lot of these moves where guys are coming up from behind them and picking them up and throwing them down, some of the drops, some of the runs, it's amazing. And what's cool about it is that there's a lot of character in those too.
Because you can actually see the anticipation, when someone's going to get hit, you're gonna see recoil first, and then you're gonna see the hit, and then you're gonna see what happens after the hit.
If you saw me back when I was a rookie, you wouldn't recognize me. I wasn't the sleek, powerful picture of polygonal perfection that stands before you.
We had a slightly different technique in this game than we had in our other Blitz games.
We get a guy in a bodysuit, and we attach markers to all of his joints that would rotate, and then we capture that and turn the markers into 3D coordinates that a program can read, and we take that and we put it onto a skeleton. And we take the skeleton and we put it into a skin, and then we take the skin and we put it into the game, and that's how you get motion capture in the game. And it's real because it's real.
Now we actually got two people involved with the tackles.
You're gonna feel the impact of a real person getting hit.
Or when two different people collide, it gives you a different lift into the air, and it puts you in weird spins that you could never have done on your own.
Those are the hard ones, but those are the fun ones because once they get in the game, it's the stuff that makes everyone go, wow, how'd they do that? Because you want shock value too. You want the player to go, ooh, ah, when he's playing the game, not just playing and go, oh yeah, scored a touchdown.
Now obviously that, you have to be careful because people can get hurt.
Paul Martin picked up Sal and buried him in the ground.
And in the game, you see, just the bottom actor, the victim, as we call it, clutching his ribs and getting up and kind of limping. You're like, oh, that's pretty interesting acting there. It's because on that particular tackle, when Paul had kind of tackled me down to the ground, his shoulder drove into my side in a way that cracked one of my ribs.
Everything you see in the game has been done to somebody.
A lot of the animations in the game are compared to other games, are very just, energized. A lot of, I guess, anger in a lot of these motions. Everybody's angry. Everybody's like, ah, they're just all crazy. And even when somebody points, a guy would point, like, hey, get on over there. Now in Blitz, it's like, over there, you, over there. I think it's the best looking football game on the market. I think that it's the most fun game on the market.
An alternative to the hardcore cut and dried simulator games. This is Blitz, this is fun, this is over the top.
We're going to continue to be the hardest hitting, most fun, most playable football game in the video game business.
Blitz 2002 is the best Blitz yet.
Midway put another making of onto this disc, and this time it's for NHL Hitz 2002. This is another really solid making of piece because I love to hear the descriptions the team gives, such as the pads could look no better than they do in this game. And it's through this piece you can tell that the team really cared about this game.
NHL Hitz started with the idea that we would combine the depth of a sim game and the over-the-top action of our traditional adrenaline-style sports line.
NHL Hitz is over-the-top hockey at its best. We had a very clear vision of what NHL Hitz should be right from the start. We've taken the realistic physics system and playability of a sim-type hockey game or real-life experience and exaggerated it.
We came up with a bunch of different options. What do we want to see? What do we like? And then we present it to the group, the entire team. Then everyone knocks the hell out of it and says, we like this, we don't like this, here's a hole, we don't like that. After about 2 or 3 times doing this, we've got the features, we've got what we want.
We start with very simple concepts. We try and get players moving on an ice surface. We actually start with little blocks shuffling around. While that's going on, a lot of the infrastructure for the game is being built. How the jerseys load, how the game goes together, the front end screens. Everything is being worked on at the same time and comes together at different points.
Because the game's so fast, and if you don't look for it, you'll miss a lot of the details. Like if you look at the goalies, for example, their pads are like I couldn't have modeled them any more realistically. They have every bump, every ridge, every little guard. It's all there, every little scrap.
So we went in and tried to put in as much detail as we could in the players to make them look that much more real, and then we kind of superheroized them a little bit so that looked that much more mighty when you're smoking a guy on the board.
The big difference with NHL Hitz compared to what's out there is the extreme action. Big checks, big hits, big scores, and have nice one-timers.
NHL Hitz is amazing because of the fast-paced action. The hard hits, it's just non-stop action. In NHL Hitz, we have a 3D crowd. The decision to do a 3D crowd was based on being able to give them specific animations based on some sort of reaction to what was going on the ice. If you play the game for a little while and you win enough games, you will earn points to be spent into the hockey shop. The hockey shop contains the fantasy rinks. There's 15 rinks. We got our heritage jerseys. You can buy teams, some of the fantasy teams, as well as the heads. We have the moon base that has the glowing moon rock as its puck, and all the little aliens that'll run around in there. You can see the crowd is even a little bit, all aliens. They're there to support their home team. We have the shark tank, which is a domed underwater rink which has sharks swimming around. The level of detail on these fantasy rinks is unbelievable. Go into the Coliseum, look at the arches on the side of the rink, look down into them. You'll notice the catacombs down in there. There's additional geometries. They've taken the time to do it right.
They score! Brutus gets the party rolling!
It's not a simple dice roll when you shoot the puck. We have a simulated, realistic physics system. It's not predetermined that, hey, this is the 10th shot, we should really have a goal now. If you take a shot, it will collide with objects as it would in real life. Therefore, you get true goals and sometimes spectacular goals.
The lightning and on fire is something we're known for. We wanted to up that notch as well. It gives you a few seconds of taunting time while you just get on fire to yell at your friends. NHL Hitz is just like real hockey. We've got big hits, big shots, big goals. It's a blast.
If I was a first-time player, probably go into exhibition mode, put it in replay, and go and check out the crowd. There's probably something really cool in there that's going to make the game a little more fun for you.
We have a guide on this disc, and this time it's for Blood Omen 2, showing off how to defeat Magnus. I never got to this boss, but from this guy's description in the video, beating this boss seems crazy cryptic, so I understand needing a guide, and hopefully this helped somebody out.
The fourth boss in Legacy of Kain, Blood Omen 2, is actually pretty tough. There are several different areas you need to fight him in. In each area requires its own strategy, and he's got different attack methods, etc. Basically what we're going to do is walk you through how to defeat him quickly and efficiently. What you're seeing here is the beginning of the fight where you're at a fountain, or at least what was once a fountain, and the best way to start is to use telekinesis on him and knock him down. When you do that, quickly hide behind a statue. Hiding behind the statue protects you from his attack, which is Immolate. And this particular attack is devastating and it will kill you instantly if you're not hidden. Repeat this process 3 times and the boss will run away. Chase the boss and it'll take you to a new area where there are 4 statues. Each statue is holding a scythe. The idea is to knock these scythes down, to break them. When you break them, the statue rises and that reveals a hidden switch. There are different ways to actually break the scythe. One is to actually knock the boss into the scythe. Another is to lure him to the scythe to actually break it. Once all 4 statues are risen and the switches are all activated, the statue that is broken in the center of the courtyard then repairs itself. The statue repaired, position yourself so that the statue's staff is between you and the enemy, and you are safely on the statue platform. With that in place, the boss will attack you, and the staff will break. When the staff breaks, that weakens the statue. Now all you need to do is get the boss to attack you and hit the plaque at the base of the statue where the infinity symbol is. Once you do that, the statue will topple and crush the boss. And there you go.
Like I always say, it's not OXM without a top 10 plays of the month. Nothing too notable here except that there are plenty of Halo tricks. And the final feature today is the return of the Street Hoops series. This time it's a profile of a dude named Booger. It's a funny little piece on some tricks of the street ball trade.
Booger. My name is Booger. I had my name when I was like 8. My cousin Booby gave me that name. My nose used to be running and stuff, so. The wrap around. I dribble down low. I'm walking to the basket, wrap it around his head. I will shoot it, or I will hold it, make him spin. The wrap around more. I call that the wrap. The wrap around more. So that's my name. And it's Moco in Spanish, for those who don't know.
So this next section is just for repeats from the last disc. We get the DOA 3 bonus costumes again here. It's a holdover for anyone who might not have gotten the previous disc, and check out my last video to get a full breakdown of every costume you get. There's also a top demos pick section that consists of demos from past discs packed in here. We have Amped, Bloodwake, Project Gotham Racing, Rally Sport Challenge, and Reckless. All great experiences, but they are demos from past discs, so I won't be covering them here. But let's get into the new demos next. The first demo is for a game I covered a little bit ago, Crash Bandicoot Wrath of Cortex. This game was already out in April of 2002, but I'm sure it was a nice way to get more people to try it. It includes Arctic Antics, which is a run-of-the-mill Crash level, which is perfect to let fans know that it has more of the same. But you also get the Bamboozled level, which is one of the ones where you roll around in a ball, which is a great way to show that this Crash is also a little bit different. The PS2 version of this game had already been out for a bit, but the Xbox version was enhanced graphically, and I'm sure it was just novel to play Crash on a non-PlayStation console. Crash was the Sony mascot, and seeing him everywhere was pretty cool. It's a solid demo all around. Next is a demo for MotoGP, the motorcycle racing game. I don't love these type of games, so I didn't overwhelmingly love this demo, but it's a solid demo for a game of this type. It offers one racetrack and you get to race some bikes. The controls worked well, but the best part is just how insane this looked in 2002. The lighting and animations are top notch, and this is a star product on the Xbox, showing how good games could look on the console. Next is a demo for the first Spider-Man game. This one brings back memories because I didn't play the demo for this one, but instead the PS1 Spider-Man game, and that was the demo I spent hours and hours on, and this demo would have provided hours of fun as well. Here you get 3 full levels, with the first one being the Sewer Shocker level, which is a long and fun one. You get an outdoor tutorial, and the Green Goblin fight. It's a whole mix of things and shows off the many different elements that the game has to offer. I'm happy they showed off the outdoor sections because that is something that this game deserves to brag about. I'm a bit mixed on this game overall, but this is a really well put together demo. We have a Star Wars demo next with Jedi Starfighter. It is the second game in the Starfighter series. It's always surprising to me how close the release of the first and second games were on the Xbox, with the first one coming out in November of 2001 and the next in May of 2002. In this demo you get to fly around and protect the city. It has you shooting missiles and aircrafts. It's a solid look at the game, and it's just one level, but I'm sure this game piqued the interest of many Star Wars fans. The final demo today is for a baseball game titled Triple Play 2002. Here you get to play as either the Yankees or the Diamondbacks. This is a pretty normal baseball game, and once I got used to everything, I thought it was well made and had a good time with it. Nothing too crazy to note here, but the animations do look pretty good, and I'm sure this was a nice try for any baseball fan.
Oh, he got all of that one, no doubt about it.
This guy comes through whenever he's got runners on.
But that does wrap it up today for Demo Disc number 8, and I hope you enjoyed it, and let me know what your favorite segment was in the comments below. I would love to hear from you. Be sure to leave a like as it really helps out my channel. Subscribe to keep up with the retro Xbox content. Be sure to join the Camp Xbox Discord, the link will be in the description. And I want to thank my campers and camp counselors. Thank you so much for your support, and I'll see you here next time at Camp Xbox.